Key West is so full of history and does such a great job preserving that history in their local museums. And we're going to talk about probably the strangest museum around with the general manager of Ripley's, believe it or not, Anthony Sibley. Anthony, thank you for being with us.
No, thank both of you for being here. It's a privilege.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm excited.
Welcome to our morning show, by
Thank
the
you.
way. We're glad to have you here.
Yeah, we're ready to get strange this morning, Anthony.
Well,
Okay?
you definitely need to come down to our museum
Yeah,
because we like to pride ourselves in saying we're the strangest place in Key West.
The strangest place in Key West. All right, tell us about some of the oddities that you have at Ripley's.
Ripley's itself, we have so many different oddities. Our museum alone has over 500 exhibits inside.
Wow.
But we have 32 museums. They're all 90% different from each other. And we have a warehouse that's still chock full of stuff that hasn't made it into any warehouse, any auditorium yet.
Because you're so full.
We always have people submit in new things. Mr. Ripley himself collected so many things over his lifetime, plus people intrigued, always searching for the strange and unusual. And Ripley's became such a great name that they submitted to Ripley's.
Okay.
And we collect them.
And your home office and warehouse is in Orlando.
Yes, we're our corporate office in Orlando, and that's where our warehouse is as well.
So it's not that far, so they can keep feeding y'all new stuff,
Exactly,
right?
yes.
And you have some new stuff coming in soon?
Yes, hopefully we're planning toward within the next month or so. We're hoping to start doing a refresh of the show. We're going to redo our lobby a little bit, bring in some new exhibits, some new artifacts, and hopefully we're all excited about that.
And for the first time, Ripley's is now a corporate entity, not a franchise?
Well, the Key West location.
The Key West?
We operated for a little over 10 years on 2 franchises here in Key West. One down where the old Strand Theater is, and our current location. And then in the past year, we've transferred over to corporate ownership.
Okay, and what changes have been made since you guys have transferred over to corporate?
Well, as with any business, the first year or so is settling into the new business in general. And like I said, we're hoping now to bring in a refresh of the show, some new exhibits, new training on the exhibits, new books. We also have a publishing company, Drew Ripley Entertainment, and we have a Strikingly True book out now, which every year we bring out this large collector book. If you're familiar with like Guinness World Records and their book, same company, just a different, more on the weirder side.
Okay. Now, I've never been to Ripley's, believe it or not. Tom said that
Well,
he's been there.
that's a shame
I
on
know.
you.
I promise I'll be there soon. But you know, what would I see if I were to walk in?
The Key West itself, our museum, I like to say we have the cooler stuff down here. We have so many different things on such a wide variety from around the world. We have clothing made out of human hair.
Wait, what?
Clothing made out of human hair.
Okay.
Ooh.
I almost brought it for you to wear today. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see you.
we have a
in that.
jacket made out of human hair. We have our prize pieces right now are 2 fertility statues from Africa. They were carved off the Ivory Coast, and they're similar to the original set that was once in our corporate office. And that original set has been credited with 13 pregnancies in our corporate office.
Ooh.
When women touch them, they tend to become...
Keep that away from me.
Right now we have it behind glass doors, so I keep my employees away from it.
Okay. All right. And
Which
now,
gets the most comment, I'm curious.
yeah.
What do you mean?
Which exhibit gets the most comment?
The fertility statues. I will
The
have people
fertility
plan their
statues.
trips around our fertility statues. They will call me and be like, if we came down, can we touch them? And
Really?
It's the same tribe from the original set, and these work as well. I've had people come down and tell me stories. One woman came down and she told me that she got pregnant after touching it a few years ago. She came back because she wanted to touch it again. She had a little boy. She wanted to try and do it again. And then after I let her touch it and everything, she was telling me her story, and then she told me that the doctors told her she could never have kids.
Oh.
And she got pregnant the first time.
Wow. Well,
Dude,
that's
stay away
very
from that
interesting.
thing. Stay away from that.
Now, could you talk a little bit about Mr. Ripley himself?
Robert Ripley himself, very strange man.
I can imagine.
He's our founder, though. I mean, that's what it's all about. He started off, he was a self-made artist. He sold his first cartoon when he was 14 years old. And eventually he moved to San Francisco and started working for the San Francisco Chronicle. But it wasn't until he moved to New York that his desire, his quest for the unusual really took hold. And eventually he made 18 trips around the world completely, visiting all these different countries, just collecting the exhibits and the artifacts. And he just never lost that ambition. He's always looking for something new to do. Radio shows from under the ocean, on top of the mountains, trying to be the first to do everything. So, and that ambition continues today in our company. We still try and find the new and the unusual. But as we grow and evolve as a community, that new and unusual, we have to keep raising the bar because we become more and more accustomed to the strange.
Right, right.
I'm curious, did Ripley have family and are they still around today?
Honestly, I'm not familiar with his family background. He was very known to be well liked among the women. So I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Well, with that fertility
Yeah.
god, I mean.
As you walk through the museum, you'll hear the videos playing, and they'll tell you that he liked his Chinese women.
Oh.
He once said he wanted to be reborn as a Chinese.
That is so interesting. Okay, now, what about children? Can they walk into the museum?
Yes, most of our museums, well, all our museums are family friendly. The exhibits vary from around the world, so it depends on the child as well. I mean, you do have certain things that a 2-year-old might be afraid of a certain mannequin,
Right.
but other than that, they're designed to be family friendly from all ages. You have the little kids, we have crawl spaces in some museums that they're designed for them to run through.
Oh.
You have the older crowds that remember certain memorabilia, and then you have the new and strange stuff that comes out every year or so that we put out for the middle-aged adult group.
What exhibit totally freaks people out?
Probably our shrunken human torso.
Shrunken human torso. Explain.
A human torso that was shrunken by the Javara Indian tribes, and it was once owned by Ernest Hemingway, our local favorite. And if you go into the museums, most museums will have the shrunken heads, and they were called sanstas, which were shrunken after you killed an enemy, as it was believed as to trap their soul from harming you. We have the entire torso with her whole hair and everything. And that tends to be the one that gets the most comments.
That's really gross.
I could see why. All right. Well, everybody, check out the Shrunken Human Torso and check out Anthony at Ripley's Believe It or Not. We have to take a quick break, but thank you so much for being with
thank
us
you.
this
Yeah,
morning.
thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Very nice meeting you.
Same here.
Pleasure having you. We'll be back right after this.